Welcome. We are in continuity of the previous session, are concentrating upon the formulation Prithvi. However, today we will be silently transiting into a specific zone of Vedic mathematics designated and known as Vedic Arithmetic. Sadkhas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall have recapitulation as that we have to begin with Vedic mathematics by having our initiation with Devanagari alphabet. Devanagari alphabet is a compactified alphabet. It is not only the alphabet of letters, but it is a compactified alphabet. The uppermost layer of Devanagari alphabet is letters alphabet. However, beneath it, the next layer is of numbers alphabet. These are known as Dive, Ganga, Parvaha, Ank. This is Divita, this is transcendence, this is transcendental domain, this is entering from the manifested creations to the transcendental domain. Therefore, when we are confronted with the formulation like Vedic Ankganit, then immediately we shall translate it into numbers alphabet. The Vedic as letters formulation leads us to value 25. Ankganit as letters formulation takes us to 8 plus 18, 26 as numbers alphabet value. From letters alphabet, we have to reach at the numbers alphabet. In this context, when we revisit the formulation Prithvi, it as well leads us to TC value 25, and for the formulation Vishnu as well leads us to value 25. Vishnu is the presiding deity of a 6 space. So from Prithvi as the first element and Vishnu Lok, Golok, Surya Lok as the 6th space is going to be the complete chase range of Vedic Ankganit. Vedic Ankganit is a specified values zone of Vedic mathematics. Vedic Ankganit is concentrating upon the numbers alphabet. From the letters alphabet formulations like Vedic Ankganit, we have to reach at the numbers alphabet, which will translate Vedic Ankganit into 25, 8 plus 18, 25 to 26. So reach here is going to be from 25 to 26. And we know value 26 is the summation value of 4 folds of hypercube 7 space body, 7 space, which is marking its presence as origin of a 6 space. So in a way, we are having our eye upon the center of a sun. So from earth to center of the sun, from center of the earth to center of the sun is a complete range of coverage of Vedic Ankganit. The formulation Prithvi deserves to be revisited for its all 10 folds. Formulation Prithvi is of TC value 25. This formulation is having its 10 folds. These are called Shabd, word, then Akshar, syllable, Varn, letter, then it is Divita, Diveyank, which is transcendental value, then it is Avtaran, which is a transcendental transcendence, then it is Ucharan, which is the formulation frequency, then it is Sankhya, the formulations of values, then it is Yoga Sthapatya, the hypercube formats, then it is Pravaha Padati, the range, transcendence flow range, and then it is Parvaha, Bandh, Sanyog, synthesis of pair of transcendence flow ranges. So that way, each formulation here as of tenfolds will be approached for its numbers values. The column 5 is giving the values of each fold, and the column 6 is giving the summation value of the values up till that fold. Now, first fold W, the word, the shabd, is of value 1, being a complete entity. So total up till this will be 1. Then the second fold symbol as syllable akshar is a formulation Prithvi of 3 syllables. So it will add value 3, and total value up till this will be 1 plus 3 equal to 4. Step ahead, the third fold is symbol L. It is about letters, Varn, and there are 6 letters of the formulation Prithvi. As such, third fold contributes value 6, and total value up till the third fold comes to be 10. Like that, we sequentially proceed up to the 10th fold, and the total value reached at for all these 10 folds is 936. See, the value fold wise 1, 3, 6, 25, 0, 1, 45, 88, 88, 185, 395 gives us a values range which is to be distinctively chased. Then the total value column gives us values 1, 4, 10, 35, 35, 180, 268, 3, 5, 6, 5, 5, 4, 1, 9, 3, 6. So these 20 values are available with us with respect to formulation Prithvi, and these 20 values of the formulation Prithvi will take us to 20 distinct aspects, 20 distinct formulations reach, and it is going to be the arithmetic reach when we will be chasing these 20 values. This is going to be the approach of arithmetic. Now the formulation Vishnu, which is also of TC value 25, is leading us to its 10 folds, and the values of these 10 folds are mentioned in column 5 as 1, 2, 5, 25. Then this is going to be minus 39. See, the Vishnu formulation is leading us to transcendental transcendence as of a negative value. Then 125, 62, 90, 175, 375, and the grand total of all these values will be 821. Now, to have complete comprehension of the Vedic arithmetic would mean that we will be in a position to sequentially distinguish between the 10 folds of the formulation of Prithvi of TC value 25 as well as of the 10 folds values of the formulation Vishnu. Reaching from core of the earth to core of the sun is one orientation. Coming back from core of the sun to the core of the earth is another orientation. This perhaps will provide us the proper hint as to how the transcendental transcendence value in respect of the formulation Vishnu is minus 39. Anyway, these all values will be worked. All these operations are to be computed, and it is for this that we will be entering Vedic arithmetic. However, today in this session, we are simply having a formal exposure to the general outline of this discipline. It is a situation, it is a opportunity in which we are exposing ourselves as to how the Vedic arithmetic works and what precisely it aims at and how it is to be basically processed as a mathematics. For it, let us have a revisit to the scriptural preservation as that at the core of the earth is Kapil Ashram. Kapil Muni is the originator of Sankhya Darshan. The Sankhiya Nishtha approach is the approach of the Kapil Muni. The ashram of a Kapil ashram of a Kapil Muni at core of the earth will take us to the formulation 15 for Kapil and 16 for ashram. The summation value is 31. And this value 31 is equal to the TC value of Srishti Yagya, the yajna of creation. The creation yajna, Srishti Yag, is the TC value 31 and it is equal to the value of the Kapil Ashram. Now, if we have a revisit to hypercube of 4, the representative regular body of a 4 space playing the role of origin of a 3 space, so we will be parallel with a seat at the core of the earth as a seat of the origin of 3 space, that is a seat of a 4 space, that is of a hypercube 4, that is 5 space playing the role of origin of a 4 space, that is 5 space playing the role of origin of a 3 space. Therefore, the sadhkas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with this comprehension, this visualization, this comprehension, this reach. One shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to have a trance within the cavity of one's own heart and parallel with the transcendental meditation enlightenment path preserved by Lord Brahma, creator, the supreme, of meditating within cavity of one's own heart and attaining the transcendental grace. One will be parallel with these formulations, originally in letters, alphabet, and the same are now being translated in numbers alphabet for having computations of Vedic arithmetic. The value 15 is the TC value of formulation punch 5. It is parallel with the dimensional frame of a 5 space. 5 space is playing the role of origin of a 4 space. 5 space is a solid order space. The dimensional frame of 5 space is of value 1 into 3 into 5 is 15. However, the dimensional frame of 4 space itself is of quadruple spatial dimensions, leading to value 2 raised to the power 4 is equal to 16. Therefore, this Kapil Ashram, this Srishti Yajana, this happening at the core of the earth is the happening of the creator's space, dimensional frame 16, with its origin as the transcendental origin of value 15. This is Srishti Yajana. This is creation's Yajana. This is Kapilashram. This is how the existence phenomenon is happening at core of the earth. And it is this phenomenon which is to be computed, which is being chased, which is to be processed, which is to be worked out. And this processing, as per Vedic arithmetic, is to be in terms of values pair 15 and 16, whose geometric format will be the dimensional frame of 5 space together with the dimensional frame of a 4 space. Now, Vedic Jyomiti is a distinct discipline in itself, and the formulation Jyomiti leads us to value 29, while Vedic is of value 25, and value 25 goes parallel with the TC value of Vishnu, while Jyomiti leads us to the TC value of a Brahma. Brahma is a presiding deity of 4 space. Vishnu is the presiding deity of 6 space. 4 space plays the role of dimension of a 6 space. And the formulation Vishnu, when is being chased as Vedic formulation, it will be 15 plus 10, and the Jyomiti will be 15 plus 14. And 10 is the summation value of hypercube 3, while 14 is the summation value of hypercube 4. One may have a pause here and take note that 3 space is playing the role of dimension of 5 space as origin of a 4 space. Hypercube 4, the representative regular body of a 4 space, while hypercube 3, the representative regular body of 3 space, but here in the role of dimension of a 5 space. So Vedic Jyomiti is different than Vedic Rekhaganit. When we are focusing only upon a line, straight line, like the presently in last few centuries, there is a chase as a Euclidean geometry. Then the Rekhaganit leads us to TC value 31. It is a linear order setup. However, the Jyomiti is a formulation 29, which is the TC value of Brahma, creator, the supreme, the presiding deity of a 4 space. So it is a domain of a spatial order. So there is going to be a transition from linear geometry to the spatial geometry. Linear geometry is a Rekhaganit, while spatial geometry is Jyomiti. Therefore, the students fulfilled with the intensity efforts to have a clear distinction between the Rekhaganit and Jyomiti shall fully concentrate upon the features of hypercube 3, well-known cube, and hypercube 4, the representative regular body of a 4 space manifesting in 4 space along the format of the idol of Lord Brahma. These are the features which deserve to be comprehended, which deserve to be imbibed, to be parallel with the Vedic mathematics and its specific disciplines, Rekhaganit and the Jyomiti. The distinction between Vedic Ankganit and Vedic Jyomiti is which will help us comprehend and appreciate as that Brahma is the presiding deity of a 4 space, and Brahma formulation is of TC value 29. See, 29 are the versions of hypercube 14. Therefore, 14 itself is summation value of 4 fourths of hypercube 4. So in a way, we are sequentially but silently transiting from 4 space to 14 space. And the value 14 is accepting its organization as 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 squares, while value 29 is accepting its organization as 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. See the transition. The transition is from the first triple value square to the next triple value square. This arithmetic is to be learned. This arithmetic is being worked out here. It is for this type of chase. It is of this type of comprehension that we are entering. We are entering Vedic arithmetic in terms of Ank 29, number 29, while we initially begin with value of Mool Ank, 9 basic numbers, which play the role of numerals of 10 place value system. So we begin with the numerals, then we will reach at value 19, which is going to be the value of the southern hemisphere, that is the split of a solid dimension within creator space into a pair of hemispheres format of value 17 and 19. And it is only thereafter at the next stage that we will be entering at value 29. So when we will be entering value 29, then really we will be entering the Vedic mathematics domain, as there are precisely 29 Ganita Sutras. And these Ganita Sutras are the 16 as the basic sutras and 13 as Upsutras. When we will be entering inside the structures of the numbers themselves in terms of their factors, then we will be face to face with, as that numbers range 1 to 16 is leading us to factors 1 to 29. Therefore, sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic arithmetic shall visit the numbers in terms of their internal structures. The internal structures of the numbers are taking us to their factors. So from numbers to factors is going to be a step, is going to be a Vedic mathematics step. It is Vedic arithmetic. The Vedic arithmetic is taking us a step ahead from the place value system organization to the internal factors organization of numbers. Therefore, here in Vedic arithmetic, we will be entering the numbers themselves in terms of their factors. This is the basic feature, basic distinctive feature. And the other distinctive feature is that, in fact, this way we are silently entering Cheta Padarth, the consciousness content. Consciousness itself is a material, is a content. The formulation Chetana is leading us to TC value 23, while the formulation Padarth is taking us to TC value 22. And value 22 is the summation value of 4 folds of hypercube 6, the representative or regular body of a 6 space. So see what is happening within sun, what is happening within human body as a Purusha is going to be chased by Vedic arithmetic by having a translation of the letters formulation Chetana and Padarth into their numbers, into their TC values. And these TC values pair 23 and 22 is simultaneously leading us to the pair of full unit and half unit bodies of 6 space within 4 space. Hypercube 6 is a full unit body, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a value 23, while half unit hypercube 6 is of value 4.5, is of value 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and their summation value is going to be 45. One may have a pause here and take note that the Vedic arithmetic goes a step ahead and also takes into consideration the content itself. So 6-space content is a D6, then both distinct units, bodies of 6-space. All these three constituents make a value 61. Therefore, Vedic arithmetic is going to have a chase of the existence phenomenon beginning with the earth and having a reach up till the sun, that is, beginning with this Sthul Sharir, the mundane body, and we will have a reach up till the Turyati, the consciousness body. Therefore, sadhakas have fulfilled the intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems, Vedic mathematics, Vedic arithmetic, have to concentrate upon themselves as a human body, as an existence phenomenon with a human body, and also to have a change of the existence phenomenon of the sun, and then all what is happening here on the earth and the earth itself. This way, the sun, human body, and earth are the three basic target flag points in terms of which we have to tabulate, we have to index our reach in this domain. This way, the constituents of the space content and its bodies is the basic domain, features, study, zone of arithmetic. Vedic arithmetic is having a chase of three constituents: content, space content, and its pair of full unit and half unit bodies. And this table in first row is tabulating D1, one space content, and one space body of a full unit, one space body of half unit, and the total value is coming to be 1. The domain content of one space is a value -4, and hypercube 1 of full unit is a value 2, and hypercube 1 of half unit is a value 3, and the summation value of these three constituents in respect of the one space is 1. And sequentially, when we'll proceed, we'll see that the summation value in respect of two space content and its pair of bodies will be 13, then 25, 37 is the addition of value 12 at each stage. And value 12 is the value of TC value Yog. It is of Shiv, and it is in fact the split spectrum of D5. The 5-space content split spectrum is happening, playing its role at each this phase and stage. Therefore, Sadkhas fulfilled with intensity of pursuit shall revisit this table, redraw this table, make this part of their referencer. One shall begin compiling one's own referencer. Initially, one is already on the exercise of compilation of a TCV dictionary. Now, one shall also start compiling one's own referencer, in which one shall have full compilation of the basic tabulations. And this is one such tabulation which deserves a place in one's referencer. This way, we shall go a step ahead and see as to how the three consecutive whole numbers, squares, are making a structured thread in terms of which the entire foundation is being cemented here in Vedic arithmetic. So 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square is a summation value 14, while 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square is value 29. And the difference value is 15. Step ahead, 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square is a value 50. The difference value from the previous triple is 27. The difference of 21 and 27 is 6. One shall sit comfortably and have a visit to this Varga Satta squares format, and one will be blissfully parallel with it. And this tabulation, together with the previous tabulation, will help us have a comprehension of the basic format processing steps of Vedic arithmetic. Now, in this background, one shall have a fresh visit to the inner folds of numbers and non-inner folds of the numbers. It is Chaturvid, it is Chatursrishti, it is Swabhav. This is creators of space. It is a four-space arithmetic. Within four space, the orientations split. The three-dimensional frame splits. Surface splits into pair of phases. So line with a pair of orientations has a distinct role for each orientation. Surface as a setup of pair of faces has a distinct place for each face of a surface. Three-dimensional frame as a synthetic setup of three-dimensional frame of half dimensions has a distinct role for each of these pair of half-dimensional frames. For it, let us now reach a four space and we shall start working with quadruple numbers. First, quadruple numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 give us the value 10. And the squares of these quadruple numbers takes to value 30, while the cubes of these quadruple numbers takes to value 100. So we have to have a proper comprehension as to how these range of values 100, having it split for 30 and 70 numbers. How to have a reach for it, then we will be having a beginning with the table of inner folds of numbers. So on the computer screen is a table. It is a big table. One is to make it part of one's reference. One shall reach at this table oneself. Now the column 1 is giving just a serial number. And this serial number, in a way, is also the number itself. Then the second column is mentioning those numbers whose factors have a further chain of inner folds. The total factors up till the particular number are mentioned in column 2. So 1 has only one factor. The total factors up till this value 1 is only 1. The factor 2, the number 2 has only one factor 2, and the total factors up till number 2 become 2. One factor for 1 and one factor for 2. The total factors up till 2 are 2. Then likewise number 3 as well has a one factor 3 itself. The total factors up till 3 are 3. 1 of 1, 1 of 2, 1 of 3, and total of 3. However, when we are at number 4, then it is a composition of two factors, 2 plus 2. The contribution of factors because of number 4 is 2. So the total factors up till 4 are 5. 1 because of 1, 1 because of 2, 1 because of 3, 2 because of 4. So it becomes 5. So number 4 is leading us to its inner fold as a 5 factors. So reach from number value 4 to number value 5 is the inner fold reach within number 4, which takes us to number 5. And number 5 as well is having one factor. So total factors up till number 5 are 6. Therefore, the second inner fold of number 4 is 6. So in the fourth row against number 4, the fourth column entries are 4, 5, 6, 8, 12, 20, 37, 77. This compilation is the compilation of the inner folds which are there within number 4. Number 4 as 5 factors up till that stage takes us to value 5. And 5 numbers up till that stage take to value 6. 6 numbers take us to 8 factors. 8 values range takes to 12 factors. 12 values range takes to 20 factors. 20 values range takes to 37 factors. 37 values range takes to 77. And beyond that, we cross 100. So up till 100, the inner folds of number 4 are of 8 steps. So in column 5 is mentioned 8. Total inner folds of number 4 are 8. And the total number of folds up till that is the next compilation. Like that, when we will reach at the inner folds in respect of number 7, then these are 6. Like that, we will compile, and this compilation will ultimately take us to the total these inner folds are of value 70, and those numbers which remain are 30. There is a separate tabulation given in one of the screens. Let us visit this screen where table of 30 non-false numbers 1 to 100 is given. These are 50, 51, 53, 54, 56, 58, 59, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 69, 71, 73, 74, 75, 78, 79, 80, 81, 84, 85, 87, 88, 91, 92, 94, 95, 97. These 30 numbers are not having inner folds up till 100. So these 30 non-false numbers get segregated for remaining 70 inner false numbers. And this will take us to as to how the squares of first quadruple numbers and the cubes of the same that a way make a distinct classification, distinct segregation, distinct manifestation because of the spatial order of the four space and because of the solid order of the origin of the four space. One shall sit comfortably, one shall revisit these screens, one shall be parallel with this outline of the Vedic arithmetic features. Thank you very much.